what we all really need all across the ecosystem is for talented developers to recognize that, hey, there's scalability and affordability, and the platform is ready for lots of exciting applications to get built. And that's true across Ethereum. It's true across other layer ones, Aptos, Sui, Solana, etc. We all need the applications to come and get built on available infrastructure now.
Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto with Cami. This week we'll be talking about a recent shift in Ethereum dynamics. In two recent interviews, I spoke with Aerodrome founder Alex Cutler and Ethereum and Consensus co-founder Joe Lubin about the increasing adoption and activity happening on Ethereum Layer 2s at a detriment to Ethereum Layer 1 and what that means for the ETH asset itself. So recently, we've seen so much activity, transactions, TVL migrating to Layer 2s that it's raised concerns about the impact on Ethereum mainnet and especially in terms of ETH value. Because with fewer transactions happening on Ethereum Layer 1, there's less ETH being burned to pay for computation. So ETH has been inflationary again. There's less buying pressure, there's less supply being taken out of the ETH market. So that's put up a bit of pressure on ETH price. So my key question is this a structural change for Ethereum if all of the activity is just happening on layer 2s? Or will this be a temporary shift of activities to Layer 2s and will all of that eventually trickle down to Ethereum Layer 1? Alex from Aerodrome said that we're currently in what he calls a messy middle in Ethereum's evolution. Well, Joe said that Ethereum is right on track on its roadmap. He said that the metropolitan Ethereum ecosystem, which is a term he uses to describe Ethereum L1 and its closely related elements, is exactly where it needs to be. So both Alex and Joe said that while the shift to L2s might raise short-term concerns about ETH, they both see it as a necessary part of Ethereum's broader vision of becoming a scalable, decentralized, and secure network for global on-chain applications. So let me know what you think and check out what they said.
I think we're in the messy middle right now. We knew that Ethereum as a monolithic blockchain would not scale. We knew that, folks like Sony, folks like Coinbase couldn't bring products, consumer level products, innovative stuff, and build it on L1 Ethereum. So we needed an answer for that, and that answer was L2s. And now we're in this messy moment where, yes, we've made them unbelievably efficient, faster, cheaper to use, all that sort of stuff. And yes, we're worried about the amount of value that is flowing back to the L1. And all of that sort of stuff. But I see it as another skating to where the puck is going, because if the vision is truly, we're going to build this entirely new on-chain economy, and we're going to have the biggest businesses in the world building on-chain, we're going to see Forex trading on-chain, we're going to see payment infrastructure on-chain. That is such an order of magnitude increase in activity. And we need the ability for folks who want to build those products to build these cheap, fast L2s to do it. And I think we're just starting to see the early signs of it happening. But yes, we're building for massive scale, and it's going to be messy in the middle here. But yeah, I think that's the vision, because if we don't get to that state, then what are we even doing here, right? And fretting too much about the economics of Ethereum as we're beginning to bring some of the biggest players in industry on chain is, I think, maybe just a bit short-sighted. But I know people are very, very smart and intelligent here. I believe the broader community will figure out how to balance these trade-offs, but I think for those of us on the app and L2 side, our goal is just to grow and scale as quickly as possible. If we've now got better foreign exchange infrastructure today than what the best consumer level apps that have had billions invested in them, have the largest banks and organizations behind them. If we're already beating them, then it's just a matter of more and more infrastructure. It's about more and more places accepting EURC. It's about tap to pay. And then we're bringing so much transaction activity on chain that, none of this will really matter. So that's the goal. That's what we need to get to. I think it's the messy middle, but I'm just very happy that we're starting to see the early signals of like, hey, we've got real problems we're solving. We've got real businesses coming on chain. It's when the world comes on chain that all of this will be like an afterthought. It'll just be that messy middle moment.
Just want to get your thoughts on just the broader Ethereum ecosystem and trajectory. Right now, there's been this really interesting dynamic that a lot of activity is happening in the Ethereum ecosystem, but it's happening on layer 2s.
Sure. And
that seems to be taking away a lot of value from Ethereum mainnet and from ETH, the asset. How do you think this will play out?
Yeah, so I think we are perfectly on track with the Ethereum Roadmap. The amount of activity in I call it the metropolitan Ethereum ecosystem, essentially Ethereum Layer 1 and all the elements that are intimately connected to Layer 1. So as I said earlier, we've got a lot of scalability going on, and we've got affordability, and usability is going to get better and better, especially as we move more into intense-based architectures for getting things done. And quite a while ago, essentially the Ethereum community took the decision to enable layer 2s to establish themselves and to grow and thrive. And that is essentially what has brought scalability to our ecosystem and affordability to our ecosystem. So that the potential for Ethereum to be very large and very significant in the world is predicated on that architecture, because there's no way to build a monolithic architecture on a single layer 1 network such that it would be massively decentralized and uncensorable. You can build systems that are very high throughput, but they will need to be centralized, and therefore if government entities come along and want to influence those entities or shut them down, there will be a location and a person that they can put pressure on, or a small number of people that they can put pressure on. So the longer term equilibrium architecture for Ethereum is a very highly performant layer 1, and there's a lot of work being done now, more recent work being done now to beef up layer 1 quite significantly in terms of shorter block times, bigger blocks, and a system called Braid, which is multiple current proposers, which a bunch of us are very excited about. On top of that, we're going to need layer 2s that are more performant, that are ideally based on ZK technology rather than optimistic technology, because the ZK technology is much more efficient and much less expensive in terms of data, so it's able to compress data much better. And then you can have systems that are potentially governed by the layer 2 systems. You can have systems that are that have very significant centralized components, modular components. So projects like Mega ETH that have a super beefy sequencer technology. It's fine if it's very centralized, as long as it is governed in some way, in a significantly decentralized way, so that it can't be shut down. So we're doing great, and what we all really need all across the ecosystem is for talented developers to recognize that, hey, there's scalability and affordability, and the platform is ready for lots of exciting applications to get built. And that's true across Ethereum. It's true across other layer 1s, Aptos, Sui, Solana, etc. We all need the applications to come and get built on available infrastructure now.